Hey guys, what's up? It is Blitz the Bobcat here, just testing out the equipment, trying to make sure everything works first go, as it so rarely does. And I decided that it would be pretty freaking sweet if we just kind of hung out, had a short stream, but a fun stream. We're gonna watch some YouTube, hang out, chit chat, shoot the breeze. Like I said, just make sure everything works in terms of audio and video. Actually, let me go ahead and try something here. Hey, there we go. All right. Let me see if I can finagle the window capture here. Yeah. Okay. See if I can just kind of. So just a little bit of finaglery here. That looks good. I like that. Alright, that's good. And we'll just pretend that that looks good. Hooray, everybody. But before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really does help, and make sure to also like the stream. It helps me out as well. We're trying to hit that next big milestone here in our channel. We're just kind of really trying to grow and get started here on what is essentially the Sonic the Hedgehog side of YouTube. So yeah. Hold on. Where is... There it is. Okay. Let's see if there's a share button. Is there a share button? There is a share button. I'm just going to let some people know we're here. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. And like I said, we're just testing everything, making sure all the groovy stuff works. No, that's not what we're trying to do. Hold on. Okay. Here is... No, that's not what we're trying to do. Hold on. Okay, so I have chat pulled up here. I will chat in chat to make sure the chat works. Hello, chat. Let's make sure this shows up. Yes, it does. Hooray, everybody. Cool. So chat works. Say hi if you're here in chat. Like I said, like the video and subscribe. Helps out the channel. And we're going to go ahead and get started watching some YouTube, hanging out. Like I said, we're just testing everything to make sure the equipment works first go.
Well, here we are once more, with Season 2, Episode 4 of 20 Useless Sonic Facts. The show where I bless your ears with stupid and nonsensical trivia about our favorite Taki-colored porcupine. Now in the 9th video of this series, there's not really much to say that hasn't been said in these intros before, so let's just hop right into it.
They slaughtered Ratchet. I'm gonna tear them apart.
Did you know Mr. Beast was actually once assaulted by a Sonic ice cream bar? On July 2nd, 2022, he posted the video, "I didn't eat food for 30 days. In the video, he of course only drinks water and tries not to eat any food for a whole month. However, only 45 hours into the challenge, all the boys from the Mr. Beast channel drive an ice cream truck up to the house Jimmy's renting, solely intent on messing him up and trying to get him to lose the challenge. However, it gets to the point where they start throwing ice cream bars at him, eventually breaking a window with a pineapple. But in the final shot of the scene, Jimmy gets a Sonic ice cream bar thrown at him through a doorway. It didn't even have the wrapper on, that was just straight raw. Yeah, screw getting a job and paying bills and crap. My lifelong dream is to eventually find the popsicle stick of the Sonic bar that whacked Mr. Beast in the noggin.
Oh,
That
dang, I
is
didn't know it
one
would show
poopy
the
butthole thing. Pressure wash my ass, Charles.
stuff.
Sonic has
I'm
two
sorry,
different
guys.
cameos in the Bluey world. Firstly, in the episode Keepy Uppy, Bluey and Bingo are playing in their living room, and if you look very far to the corner, you'll see this drawing on the floor.
There we
And I don't
go.
know about you, but it looks pretty Sonic-y to me. It's got red shoes, spikes, a tan stomach circle, and even a big old black sniffer. And of course, the people who make Bluey, Ludo Studio, are some of the most based creators in the world, considering they have this wall of artwork that they made of Bluey in their studio in Australia. And alongside stuff like Bluey Chewbacca, is Bluey as the original Sonic movie design, officially making this canon to the Bluey timeline.
Frankly, Quinn, I don't give a crap.
In 2019, Sega teamed up with the UK game retailer, Game, to create a full-access bus that was a promotion for the Sega Mega Drive Mini. In the bus, you could obviously play said console, and not really much else, because I mean, it's a bus, what do you expect? It was still a really cool idea, that's cool that they did. The whole ass bus was wrapped in Mega Drive branding, and had a big ass piece of overused Sonic art on the side of it. Other than that though, there's really not much to talk about, though I do have to say I love this shot from Badnick Mechanic's video on the bus, where there's just this empty room full of a couple TVs and this big ass fan just chilling in the back. What a legend it is.
No, it's me, the super
So on the back of Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, there's a rather small but goofy error. On the back, they show a screenshot from Angel Island Zone in Sonic 3, however they label it as Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Absolutely disgusting and depraved behavior I cannot endorse, and it's the same on both PlayStation and Xbox. And thanks to MC Wart.io on the Discord for sending me this one.
My father can't give me away because he's dead.
Here's an image from a promotional event at Pizza Hut featuring Sonic. The store in Manurewa, New Zealand, had a promotion with Sega in which they gave away a Sega Master System in 1994. And there was a Sonic mascot there who I guess walked around and took pictures and stuff. It's not really all too crazy, it's just a really goofy outcome.
What's up?
And also
Welcome
the
to
tweet that
chat.
brought this back into the
Say hi if
limelight
you're
actually
here.
got a response from Pizza Hut, officially making this event canon to the Pizza Hut cinematic universe. And thanks to Jiracher on Discord for sending me this one.
You have officially lost your status as a black man.
There's a figure of Megatron with Sonic on him. In 2014, Hasbro teamed up with Sega and Sony to release these two
Boost your revenue and drive growth with Google Ads. Reach high-value customers across the entire Google network,
Oh my
like
God.
search, shopping, YouTube, and more.
Ads.
Get started today.
Optimus Prime and Megatron figures. But instead of transforming into vehicles or guns, they both transformed into video game consoles, with Optimus transforming into a PlayStation 1 and Megatron turning into a Sega Genesis or a Mega Drive, depending on where you bought it. But the thing is, both the Mega Drive and Genesis came with cartridge slots, as it does, and they both came with a mini cartridge you can put into it, being either the Japanese or American version of Sonic 1. It can be taken right out, resulting in a little tiny mini version of Sonic 1, which is a really cool and neat thing to have, honestly. This whole thing's a concept no one would even think of, but it's so funny and kinda cool, honestly. Why Megatron would ever need to transform into a giant Sega Genesis, I don't know, but we're all here for him. And by the way, there was a third version made that was completely gold. This thing was only limited to 5 pieces, and was given out as a lottery prize to anyone who bought Sega 3D Classics Collection on the 3DS in Japan. But unfortunately they changed the cartridge on this one to bare knuckle, so this is now useless to me.
I'll kill you! I'll kill your whole family!
So you know that iconic April Fool's Day joke Electronic Gaming Monthly played? The one that said in Super Smash Bros. Melee, if you defeat 20 enemies in Cruel Melee, you'll unlock both Sonic and Tails in the game as playable fighters. Well, as you can assume, a lot of people tried it, and some actually succeeded, but then were befuddled on the character select screen not seeing the furry duo. But then, when all hope seemed lost, EGM, the Chads, when flooded with people sending them proof that they actually did it, asking what they did wrong, or why they didn't get Sonic and Tails, or why their wives left them, it turns out they actually sent those people free copies of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, What absolute units are they? Imagine some kid sending Electronic Gaming Monthly a letter saying, "Why did you lie to me?" So they send that kid a $60 shrink-wrap video game for free. Good ending achieved.
eBay.
So there's this European commercial for Sonic Generations that's really cringy and kind of stupid, but it takes you for a whirl at the end.
Sonic! In Sonic Generations, sponsors of The Simpsons.
Sonics.
Because it turns out Sonic Generations is an official sponsor of The Simpsons. As it turns out, Sega Swap's bit with Homie is now a sponsor of the coolest show ever. It all comes to a grand climax at the end, however, where after the earth-shattering announcement, the announcer then takes a bite of the Sonic Generations logo and says,
Sonics.
truly words to live by in my eyes. And it's goofy because if you think about it, he may be talking about the restaurant Sonic, which is rather humorous to think about.
Dude, this car kicks ass, and I can watch Madagascar while I'm driving.
Lincoln Loud is canon to the Sonic verse. So Nickelodeon has this really weird series on YouTube called Portal Chasers, where it's just pretty stale video game parodies, with Nicktoons characters nobody likes thrown in, plus SpongeBob. They parody such things as Among Us, Subway Surfers, and even goddamn Fortnite. However, in the first episode, they go to a place called Green Slime Zone, and it's clearly supposed to be a spoof of Sonic, obviously, with SpongeBob, Lincoln Loud, Kid Danger, and Ronnie Ann running around and jumping and stuff, then going into a portal to go to the next place.
I'm back.
It's
Had
nothing
to
that
take the
crazy,
dog
it'll just
out.
be funny to look back at this in 15 years. By the way, I find it funny they've always done these Nicktoons crossover games
Trying
and
to-
specials and stuff. And they have like SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, and Jimmy Neutron or
I'm trying
something.
to adjust
and they have the
the,
same thing now, but all the other guys are gone, but SpongeBob's still there since SpongeBob's still going.
Yeah,
so I
there
like
we
to
go.
think that all the
Okay.
other guys died in like some horrific mission accident or something.
Ah.
And now SpongeBob's like sent out to be with all these like B tier characters no one likes. It's very funny to me.
Yay! Like I said, don't mind the scuff.
No.
Did you know that
You
Jet
get to
wasn't always
see
intended to be a bird?
behind the
Here are some concept art pieces from
Yep.
the development of writers, showing Jet being a more mammal-like character. I can't tell what specifically these animals are, but they definitely aren't any type of bird. But I mean, what an alternate timeline. Like, imagine if the Babylons weren't even Babylons at all. They were just like jackals or something. Also, side note, there's some art here that has Jet with these weird giant feather hand things. They gross me out and I'm glad they changed them.
You are not to let go of Eric's hand until you are both back on that bus. Do you understand?
Have you ever seen The Queen's Corgi? It's a really crappy animated movie from some studio you've never heard of, and it's quite possibly one of the worst things to ever exist in terms of animation. However, there is one shiny hope at the end of this turd-encrusted tunnel. This film, which is set in the Queen's Castle in England, has Donald Trump. And I shit you not, the person who voices him is Kirk Thornton, the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Worthless. Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again.
An honor to meet you, ma'am. Royal selfie. Cheesesteak.
The same guy has been voicing him since Generations voiced Donald Trump in this movie, and it's quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, you could just watch this movie, close your eyes, and just hear Shadow the Hedgehog talking about Queen Elizabeth and corgis and stuff. At least I assume. I'm not watching the movie to find out. Though obviously this was memed to oblivion, and why wouldn't it be? I mean, this circumstance only happens like, what, every trillion years? I swear to God, this has to be the most out-of-context scene in the history of animation.
Is this delightful little muppet?
That's the First Lady, ma'am.
Why does this movie look like it was made by AI?
I need hungry hippos.
He's busy.
So as we all know, people love stealing other people's artwork on the internet. And with today's modern technological advances, people can now make money off of stealing, with NFTs. However, the line was crossed one day when someone decided to upload Tracy Yardley's artwork and turn it into an
Oh,
NFT.
that looks actually really
This
cool.
art was done on paper all the way back in 2006,
Dude,
and
hell
depicts
yeah.
a bunch of hedgehog characters together, dubbing the piece Hedgehog Havoc. And then some bonehead put it up on OpenSea for $11.72. Come on, Woody, you're worth more than that.
We are standing next to Benedict Wong.
In May of 2021, Angry Birds held an event called the Retro Games Tournament. The event included a bunch of really cool recreations of classic game characters and their respective worlds, like Mario, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. However, one of them was entirely Sonic-based, with the level featuring this big statue of what I assume to be Sonic, though it doesn't really look like it, with 3 special types of pig only featured in this level. This one with Sonic's quills, another one with Eggman's mustache and glasses, and this one that's piss yellow quills that's supposed to be Supersonic, I guess. Overall, it's pretty neat, all things considered. Also, there's this other Sonic level that's less interesting that I forgot about. That was from another year, I believe, but who cares? Drink Fish Clown! So there's this place called T-Turtle, which of course sells t-shirts, as the name implies. However, they used to have an entire line of Sonic-themed ones. They're actually really nice looking and had this sort of chibi but still unique looking style. Usually remaking some sort of game artwork or making a cute little parody. And not gonna lie, some of it slapped pretty hard. Like, they literally have a t-shirt with Chibi Shadow with guns out saying haters gonna hate. Humanity is only downhill from this. Unfortunately though, it seems they've lost the license and won't be producing any Sonic stuff anytime soon. But at least we got this stuff when we did.
Well, we're boned.
On the Vizzy Pop Shark Robot merch store, they actually included one of the A24 designs on accident. Since normally the only designs I'm assuming they're legally allowed to use on merchandise are the Vizzy Pop pilot designs, as opposed to the redesigns which are going to be in the full show, whenever that is. But this keychain of Sir Pentious actually has the goggles that are only present in his A24 design. Since then it's long sold out, / maybe it got taken down, who knows. But it's just a little goofy goof that's only here to be goofy.
Father!
Yes, Butthead Jr. and Butthead Sr.
As it turns out, Archie made a Sonic reference last year.
I gotta watch
in September
the new
of
Beavis and
2022,
Butthead stuff,
they released
man.
issue
It
93
sounds
of the
fun.
web
I've
series
seen parts
Bite-Sized
of it on
Archie,
TikTok,
in which on
and
the
it seems
wall in the
funny as
background you
anything.
can see a poster for a video game called Cosmo Frontiers. Clearly supposed to be some sort of parody of Sonic Frontiers, given how the character is doing the exact same pose Sonic does on the box art. Kinda funny how the company who ran Sonic Comics for over 25 years actually made a reference to it after the fact.
From the kingdom of heaven, please welcome God.
So in case you didn't see it, because I don't think many people saw the movie, 2023's Transformers Rise of the Beast included a Sonic reference. In the film, the main character Noah Diaz has a walkie-talkie in which he uses to communicate with his little brother throughout the film. In the beginning, it's revealed that they both have code names for each other when they're talking on the airways, with Noah's being Sonic and Chris's being Tails. I mean, it makes sense, the movie takes place in 1994. Other than that, though, there's not really much else to say about it. That's another reference to Transformers in the books. Someone made a play-by-play Sonic 3DS theme. That is all.
I think they live maybe over here. Or maybe they live over here. Or french fries over here.
I'm sorry, just why do you even care about the french fries?
Do you want to die?
In the Gravity Falls The Lost Legends graphic novel, there's a story called Don't Dimension It, where Mabel travels throughout the multiverse and meets different versions of herself and such. And there's this page where Mabel's flying through different universes, to which the one on top's an exact replica of Green Hill Zone, with the only real difference being the Mystery Shack in the background and the Sonic 1 level title card that reads Mystery Shack Zone. Pretty neat.
Hour and 43 minutes.
An hour and 43 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Babineau.
So on February 2nd, 2022, police were dispatched to a Florida credit union in DeLand, Florida, in relation to a robbery that had just occurred in the building. However, when they checked the CCTV cameras to see who the culprit was, his face was blocked.
Let me know,
by a mask,
guys,
as most criminals are.
how's the
However,
audio,
this
how's
wasn't
the
just
video?
any mask. The suspect was wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog mask.
That's the whole reason
Thankfully,
we're
no
doing
one
this
was hurt at the
stream, is to
scene,
make sure
but the
everything
culprit's
works.
images from the security cameras were released online.
I
and
want
it
to start
became a
streaming
frenzy
more
of people
often.
going absolutely insane because
Problem
some
is,
guy
after work,
robbed a
I'm
bank
just
wearing a Sonic mask.
down
As
and
it
out.
turns
I'm
out, the
tired.
suspect actually used a hammer. Ain't that some shit? Bro wore the wrong mask. However, it turns out our man left empty-handed, showing that crime doesn't pay unless his payment is the clout he got online. Since this thing was everywhere, people couldn't stop talking about it. There were so many news articles and videos about it. Because, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe. Some guy put the Ruby's Costume Co. Sonic latex face mask on, grabbed a hammer, and then went to go collect some dough GTA style. However, the suspect was never caught, at least from what I can tell, meaning that the Sonic perpetrator is still at large. Hopefully one day justice can be served to the perpetrator of this heinous act against humanity. Hey, what are you in for? Sonic robbery. And there's 20 more useless Sonic facts. As you can assume, there's, again, not really much else to say in these outros. But I mean, I guess we can now look forward to the next episode where we'll be completing Season 2. Yippee. And getting to our 200th fact. And then we'll have a complete series on Blu-ray, with a special Walmart exclusive pin bundle. That's a good idea. Why haven't YouTube merch companies just, like, tried to release their, like, videos like on a DVD or something? I know Scott the Woz did that on VHS. He should do that more. That was cool. Scott the Woz always has really good merch. That
Holy
whole
shit,
charity thing he does every
VHS?
year is based. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go watch Daria.
Dude,
Bye.
I gotta go get me a Scott the Woz VHS and watch that on my old tube television. That'd be hilarious. Ah!
All the way.
Okay. Woo! But anyway, yeah, definitely let me know how the AV is on this, because like I said, that's why we're doing this. Just gonna make sure that everything is working and all that jazz. I might have to go Make dinner here in a little bit. There we go. Like I said, this isn't supposed to be like a super long stream. We're just kind of hanging out watching some videos. Nothing really super special going on, but there we go. Hoo-yah! Okay.
Way back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the 1960s, man dreamed of a place where anyone and everyone could go to get every piece of civilization in the palm of their hand. And over 6 decades later, we've gone from primitive machine with lacking features and no real identity to a primitive machine lacking features and having no real identity. Safe to say we've come a long way, but what better way to represent the new age the internet has brought than with memes? Memes, for the good of mankind or not, have been one of the leading effects of the internet's rise. They, just like us, have evolved over many years. They come in all shapes and sizes, we may not always understand them, but at the end of the day, we can't escape them. But considering I've been talking for about 30 seconds, it's about time I brought up Sonic the Hedgehog. Considering how memes often use copyrighted characters and material, and given Sonic's not-so-stellar reputation, he's been a prime target for memes over the years. So I thought let's go through Sonic's history and look back at all the most influential, iconic, and moronic memes that have manifested over the years with the blue blur. I'm gonna try not to talk much about memes that are only in the Sonic fandom, but rather general ones that most people, including non-Sonic fans, will know about in chronological order. And before we start, I just want to say that viewer discretion is going to be advised on this one. Considering the internet's type of humor, there's going to be a few touchy subjects, so you've been warned. This one's going to be a doozy, so buckle up, chuckle f***s. Let's start at the beginning. Hello, Internet. It's a bit hard to find what was the first ever Sonic meme. I mean, it depends on what you consider a meme. But in my correct opinion, I believe that the first widespread Sonic meme, and maybe even the reason I'm making this video at all, was none other than our man, Sonichu. Created by the one and only Christian Weston Chandler on March 17th, 2000, when Chris was tasked with making a CD cover for a compilation of his favorite songs, his game plan was to use Sonic and Pikachu in the project. But his teacher wouldn't allow him to use copyrighted characters, so Chris had an idea. Sonic and Pikachu combined into one to create Sonichu. He would later go on to make the fabled Sonichu comic series, as well as his classic Sonichu medallion, as well as making an entire cast of colorful characters, including Sonichu's wife, Rosechu, the Chaotic Combo, Chris's Sonichu form, and even Sonichu and Rosechu's kids. Throughout the years, Chris would upload his creations to his site, CWC's Sonichu site. However, in 2007, the Sonic fandom was changed forever, when 4chan users were tipped off to Chris's shenanigans. It was actually something awful, I'm an idiot. And since then, Sonichu has been one of the biggest Sonic memes to date, mainly for the reason that many see him as an encapsulation of the entire Sonic fandom. And while that's kinda true, I guess, Sonichu has been immortalized as a de facto Sonic OC. He's everywhere. All you gotta do is paint Sonic yellow, change his ears and tail, give him cheeks, and boom. There's been so much Sonichu content out there, it's insane, so I'm gonna just leave it here. But truth be told, when people think of Sonic OCs, they think of Sonichu. She couldn't have just let him use fucking Pikachu. Speaking of, something the Sonic fandom has been chastised and beaten for the amount of are Sonic original characters that have been created. Mostly every Sonic character is assigned with the same basic style template, so it's super easy to make your own custom character, but maybe a bit too easy. Because of that, there are an infinite amount of Sonic characters out there. Like, there are so many, I was legit gonna do a video about the world of Sonic OCs, but then I typed Sonic OC into Twitter, and I wanted to be alive when the video came out, so I bagged it. But the thing is, considering there's so many, a lot of them end up just being pretty crappy and low effort. Like, for every unique and awesome Sonic character with a dope design that reflects the person who made it, there's 10 MS Paint Bucket moments, and a company 9-year-old saying that this is their Sonic OC, and nobody else can steal this masterpiece of originality. It's so bad that there are little stereotypes of Sonic OC creators at this point. Did I mention Chakra X's video? But out of all of them, probably the most famous one that's been made is Cold Steel the Hedgehog.
Oh my god.
The amazing and iconic line, nothing personnel, kid. Moving on from
Nothing
that,
personnel.
right, iconic one being Pingus. As we all know, this thing originated from episode of Sonic the Hedgehog, but specifically the episode Boogie Mania, in which Eggman tells Scratch and Grounder,
Snooping as usual, I see.
The meme, however, originated in 2007, where the YouTuber Steg Blob uploaded a YouTube poop titled Robotnik has a Viagra overdose.
Now you may lick my balls, not my fingers.
However, the meme didn't truly take off until the next year, where Mick Mangos would upload the classic This Video Contains Win, where the clip is composed to Gourmet Race from Kirby Superstar. Ever since, it's been a staple for classic YouTube poops. This man's become an icon, having compilations, edits, fan art, etc. I mean, hell, it even made it into an episode of Sonic Boom.
Ah, Sonic the Hedgehog. Snooping as usual, I see.
Now we're at what might just be the most used Sonic meme of all time, gotta go fast. This phrase hadn't just become some late epic meme, it's essentially become Sonic's official catchphrase. Of course, originating from the Sonic X intro, gotta go fast is basically just some cool one-liner that only real Sonic fans knew. But in around 2008, the meme was born with one image. It was an intentionally poorly drawn Sonic running on a road with a titular phrase written above his head. It was posted to the YouToos forums, in which nobody really knew who made it. Though it was supposedly originated from a now defunct Sonic fan site called Sonic Central, it was shared showed around a bit on other sites, but at that point the parodies had already started coming in. People loved tracing over this thing and making it all different characters for some reason. But yeah, this thing blew up. It just kept growing and growing to every corner of the internet. Tumblr, Twitter, Reddit, this guy's car. And by 2014, it was officially starting to be recognized by Sega. And by now, you can't escape the phrase. It is in literally everything now. Sonic Boom, the movie, hell, there was a figure of the poorly drawn Sonic in a Steven Universe episode, for God's sake. And speaking of Gotta Go Fast, another iconic line that was born around 2008 was "You're too slow." Originating from Brawl, one of Sonic's taunts became infamous for just existing.
Yes.
You're too slow.
What the fuck? Oh. Okay, I'll let the ad play so we can get his, like, ad revenue money or whatever. Bubble Squirrel's cool. We like him. Yeah, so we're just gonna let him get his ad revenue here watching the commercials. They're not super long. Like, oh my god, dude, the freaking ads on Peacock, you can't skip them. I paid for premium because I watch wrestling. I was like, I want the premium so I'm not hit by commercials. But no. Commercials. Minute long, no skip. It's like, fuck, dude, come on. Let's be better.
It was just kind of cringe, so the internet ran wild and turned it into a meme. However, unlike Gotta Go Fast, this one hasn't really been as remembered. I mean, yeah, people still talk about it, but I see way more people talking about Gotta Go Fast than this one, because it just got overshadowed. Now, here's one that has absolutely no right being as in-depth as it is. It's Chilla Dog Town.
Chilla
I'm sure you've all seen
Dogs.
this absolutely iconic video.
It's Chili Dog Time.
But how many of you actually know the origin of it? In
It's
2009, a
Dog
fan
Time.
film based on Super
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Brawl was produced, titled There Will Be Brawl, a parody on the name There Will Be Blood. It's a wild ride over the Mushroom
Oh my
Kingdom is full of
God.
drugs, gangs, and it's such an oddity now, and from what I've heard, it actually wasn't even half bad. But the reason we're all here is him. Yeah, there he is. Played by Thomas Menino, Sonic was a homeless guy living alongside Snake, who lives in his cardboard box, which is genius. And he's basically just a simple background character, didn't really have much screen time. In fact, the iconic video isn't even in the show. It was actually a behind-the-scenes video. But out of everything here, the most interesting part are the people who made the series, being the duo of Zach Grafton as well as Matthew Mercer. Fucking Espio. Yup, essentially the creator of the Yeah Chili Dog meme is the modern voice of Espio the Chameleon. Because of course he is. This series is way too much to get into here, but if you want to know more, there's a nearly 1 hour long video by this guy named Mewtwo Million, which I highly recommend if you want to learn more about the series. So yeah, go give him some sugar or you're fired. Okay, so a little update. I looked on the IMDb page for this series, and I looked at some of the voice actors, and this guy, who is this guy? There's also this guy. Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you. The subject matter on this one's kind of touchy, and by that I mean 4chan humor in 2009 touchy, so you know more. The Sonic meme of him with the derpy face and holding the ring, you all know the one. Well, it turns out the origins of that one aren't too peachy keen. The original version of this meme is from a 1942 animated Looney Tunes short titled Any Bonds Today, in which Bugs, Porky, and Elmer Fudd try to convince the audience to buy war bonds. However, where it gets iffy is when Bugs, yeah, so, it turns out that this meme had some pretty bad origins.
No.
Anyway, if we forget that thing and never bring it up again.
That's a
Meme
bad
itself
time.
originated in 2009, where 4chan did its thing and started editing it into various things, like Pikachu, Link, Bulb, and finally Sonic. In fact, now knowing this, I'm never gonna unsee Sonic's quills as just Bug's ears. I don't know, it's hard to like this thing anymore when the origin of it's so unpog. But moving on, we're at what's easily the most iconic Sonic meme of all time. The first thing people think of when they think of Sonic memes. The legend himself, Sonic. Created in 2010 by the YouTube user OnyxHeart. The video, How to Draw Sonic Hedgehog, depicts someone drawing the iconic image in MS Paint while being accompanied by a distorted version of Green Hill Zone. The original upload has since been deleted, but thankfully we have plentiful archives. But ever since this drawing's inception, it just hasn't stopped evolving. You've got Sonic Bowl, an actually fun game with different Sonic characters such as Sonic, Tails, Shadow, Aim, Rose, etc. Sonic has a mod in Sonic Mania as well as other games, and as I'm sure you all know, an official free DLC t-shirt for your avatar in Sonic Forces. Yeah, Sega's basically adopted this guy and took him in as their own. They mention him all the time. He was in the movie, movie, and even now has an official render made by Sega, including the limited
Why?
Sonic Chili Dog G Fuel flavor.
No!
Says yeah. Oh yeah, and speaking of, they had a limited 1 week Sonic collection of merch for the Sega shop on April Fool's Day 2018. I'm so bummed I missed out on this. It's so dumb, I want it. Hell, even Roger got some. Let's move right on to another iconic one, being Sonic.exe, created in 2011 by... The original story that was posted to the Creepypasta Wiki featured a boy getting his friend's copy of Sonic 1, but it's haunted by an evil Sonic or whatever. The story for some reason started to pick up steam rapidly, and not long after, people were obsessing over the Sonic with red bloody eyes. But after the Game Jolt developer Mist Crimson created a fan game based off the story, there was no turning back. He made another game, Sally.exe. People made a bunch of art, customs, Angry Sonic's career, and of course all the bootleg Sonic.exe plushes. However, before most of this happened, the mods and admins of the Creepypasta Wiki didn't like all this attention to a story they thought was absolute trash, because it was, so they deleted it. But it didn't stop the fandom from rallying for its return. But you may be asking though, how does this become a meme? In the past few years,
There's my dog in the background.
Become a poster boy for
She's
shitty
fine.
YouTube content.
She's just being a goober.
Videos like do not call Sonic.exe at 3 a.m. OMG, he actually came to my house. In which people with -6 brain cells call Sonic.exe at 3 in the morning because the world of 3 a.m. videos has basically become a huge meme online thanks to characters like Sonic.exe. Point is, Sonic.exe himself hasn't really become a meme. He more so just represents all kinds of crappy lore for content online at this point. After that, we got into one of the biggest chads in the Sonic fandom, Sammy Harbors. Or more accurately, Sammy Classic Sonic Fan.
Oh my
On the
god.
day of July 15, 2013, Sammy uploaded the now infamous video Stop Hating on Sonic, in which Sammy sits behind some broken Jazzwares figures and, yeah. Then a few months later in October, he made the second and even more infamous video, Rant Against the Sonic Fanbase, You All Ruin Sonic, in which he screams at the camera ranting about the Sonic fanbase. It didn't take long until 4chan discovered Sammy's shenanigans. What really put him on the map was when big YouTubers started taking notice of him. By 2015, channels like Gamer from Mars and Chadtronic had made videos discussing Sammy, the latter one, however, being the frontrunner for Sammy content, reviewing other videos like Sammy Classic Sonic Fan's Adventure. But by this point, Sammy had stopped making videos and was trying to move on for the most part. But later in 2015, Sammy created a new channel with more laid-back discussions, however, it didn't really go anywhere. So after a 2-year hiatus, finally, in 2018, Sammy made an unexpected comeback with his new channel, The Sammy Classic Sonic Fan. And since then, he has completely embraced the memes. He's done discussion videos, skits, hell, he even did an interview with Chadtronic under the Sammy Classic Sonic Fan name. And not only that, he's even recently made Sammy Classic Sonic Fan's Adventure 3 after the first 2 Oscar-winning films, and it was the perfect way to cap off the trilogy with several amazing moments and callbacks to the first 2.
Nice.
I'm writing this before it came out. I have literally no idea. Okay, remember
That's
that
awesome.
warning I gave earlier? Yeah. This part's fucked. So on April 8th, 2013, two people known as Lynn Starr and Lanny created over a 20-page long comic titled...
Oh.
Yeah, just go ahead and blur that.
Yeah,
I honestly just
blur
don't
that.
even want to talk about this thing because
Nope.
it's just flat out disgusting. I'm sure as hell never gonna
Too
read it.
bad,
But basically,
guys.
if you don't know what this comic is, I'll just give you this clip as a hint.
Wow.
So yeah, basically this thing was released in an Encyclopedia Dramatica page which created because sure. And it of course once again was picked up by 4chan, in which like the one page I can show without going to jail shows this derpy image of Tails sitting on a bench, which was just used as a way to troll others into remembering that this comic exists. But it of course evolved into several people making edits of it, and there were so many it eventually started to leave 4chan. And even though you can't not think of the source material, oh man, these are pretty funny. Now if we start at the beginning one last time and get to the year 2014, there was a pretty magical event once again from Mr. Chandler. On the 22nd of June that year, Chris learned of the announcement of Sonic Boom, including Sonic's new design, which he did not take too kindly to Sonic's blue arms. This started an over year-long temper tantrum in which Chris would boycott the game, destroy Tomy plushes, even though he still gave them his money, and attempt to glitter bomb Sega HQ. Though all he really did was put glitter in an envelope, so it wasn't really a bomb. Created Facebook groups saying things like, I am still very pissed off that no one has fixed the monstrosity that is changing Sonic's arm color. I am boycotting the Sonic Boom games and TV show and the toys, minus the 2 I bought to illustrate my point, and everything else of it. But without a doubt, the most infamous hissy fit came on December 26th, when Chris entered a GameStop he'd previously been banned from, and after both vandalizing a Sonic Boom display and being told to leave, the police were threatened to be called. And then one of my favorite videos takes place.
Oh my god, I love it. I think didn't he go to prison or something? Like he just got out or some
He
shit.
was arrested for macing a
Yeah.
GameStop employee, and he was released 3 days later and
Yeah.
given a 6-month suspended sentence with a $541 fine. Safe to say the internet ran wild
Fucking
with
A,
this
dude.
fiasco, making jokes left and right and poking fun at Sonic's arms, officially dubbing the event Alarms. And as I'm sure you all know, Sonic Boom references the whole ordeal. First in Season 2, Episode 57, where Mark the Taper, who hasn't been 100% confirmed, is totally a reference to Chris considering the arms line. And then
Oh
9
my
episodes
God.
later with the one that's just flat out a Chris reference.
Look what I found at the flea market! Dude, is that Tomatopotamus too?
That's the best one in the entire series. Tomatopotamus never worked in
Sonic Boom is actually an amazing show. If we do, well, I plan on doing streams here in the future.
Sonic's
Maybe we'll
arms are
just
not
watch
freaking blue.
Sonic Boom.
Christian is innocent.
What? What the hell is this?
Okay, fine, I'm done talking about Chris Chan.
Thank
Moving
you.
on. Moving on,
We're
in
weird.
2015, the Sonic
Yeah,
franchise
we'll watch
became
Sonic
forever with
Boom
one man, Aaron
on
Weber,
stream.
who was
Just kinda
hired as
hang
the
out.
owner of the Sonic Twitter account
Should
after
be
Kelly
cool.
Parker left the company. And since then, the Sonic Twitter has been the absolute legend it is today. The account started to be way more humorous and self-aware, poking fun at people on Sonic's rocky past. But most importantly, after enough time, they started going hog with memes. They basically just take whatever memes are popular at the time and Sonicify them. And while we have
Nice.
been a tad overkill at times, these are still great. Now if we move forward a few years from that, we get to what's probably the most loved and hated Sonic meme ever. My man, Ugandan Knuckles.
Yay!
On February 20th, the animator Greg Zilla uploaded his review on Sonic Lost World, which towards the beginning, he was born.
So, without further ado, oh no.
Intended to just be a 2-second visual, yeah, that's all it was for a bit.
Oh, no.
Until a few weeks later when Greg uploaded the now classic Knuckles Sings, which did spawn a decent number of memes, but not nearly as many as it would get later. Since on December 16, 2017, the DeviantArt user Tidiest Flyer created him. A 3D model of Greg Zill's artwork was brought into the world, solidifying the meme's relevancy. However, what really put this little red boy on the map was a video uploaded by Stallsby titled You Do Not Know the Way, in which him and his friends imported the model into the game VR chat and started trolling people asking the iconic line.
It's all around me, what the heck?
Oh my god. Absolute heresy.
Which is believed to be a
On Paramount Plus, memes do come true. Ninja Turtles, rated PG, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
originated from the line in the film Who Killed Captain Alex, where some dude says, but yeah, after that the meme was set in stone. There were more avatars, songs, which are genuine bops. This game I found called Ugandan Knuckles Simulator. Okay, so
Oh my god.
Knuckles Simulator here. Let's start the game. Let's go level 1. This is grand.
What the hell?
This guy, yo, okay. And it, of course, got a figure, kickstarting the widely known collectible
Why?
Lightning 2s, being their first ever figure, in fact. Since then, they've used them on a total of 11 products with no signs of stopping.
Oh my god.
The Sonic one's pretty pleased, but anyway, you couldn't escape this guy for a few weeks. But after a while, as all memes do, it started to die out. He was dead, he was unfunny, and everyone forgot he existed. He died along with his brother and Who Touch on My Spaghetti, and our bestest friend, Logan Paul. But weirdly, about
Actually,
2
Logan
years
Paul's in
later,
the
he started
WWE
to
now,
come back.
and
Mr. No
freaking A,
Power,
dude.
that's considered
He's actually really good.
back about a year or two
Like, I was
later. He stays
surprised.
permanently
I didn't
so
expect to
he's
like
ironic,
Logan
which is
Paul,
exactly
but
what happened with this boy.
son of a
Nowadays,
bitch.
He's here to stay, for better
He's
or
really
for worse.
entertaining in
The Sonic Boom
WWE.
show was announced that people were, of course, skeptical of the reported new design Sonic had, and for fair reason. It wasn't pretty on December 10th, 2018, when IGN gave us the infamous Sonic movie teaser poster, which, that's why you need to say it. And a second poster that was found really didn't help the situation. Most people found that in order to pull off the exact pose Sonic had in this poster, you need to dislocate your leg, and who would do such a thing? And after several leaks of Sonic's design, the memeing truly started on April 30th, when all went to shit. Yeah, it was being talked about for days. People were showing what other Sonic characters would look like in the new movie style, and Sonic's realistic teeth in this one shot were being posted everywhere. People made hundreds of ads to this shot specifically, making memes of basically anything you want. This design really put us on the worst timeline, but thankfully we got back on the right one. Now before we get on to the final topic, I want to bring up a few memes I couldn't really put on the list. Ones I couldn't really talk about for too long since there's not really that many interesting backstories behind them. So let's just do a kind of rapid fire honorable mentions, starting with the many versions of Sonic Says, including the 90s one, the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing one, and the Runners one too. The Please Don't Turn Me Into a Marketable Plushie meme was Sonicified several times. Sonic Dreams Collection, a parody game that literally every YouTuber under the sun played in 2015. The webcomic Tales gets trolled, a bizarre story with all kinds of licensed characters, including Tom, who made this iconic face. The good old bootleg Harry Potter Obama 10 backpack that everybody loves. The problem with going faster than light is that you can only live in darkness, and no matter how fast I run, I cannot run away from the pain. Both memes of kids wearing Sonic Halloween costumes, with the former being from a short YouTube film titled A Short Sonic the Hedgehog film that explores loneliness, dread, and the horrors of youth, and the latter being from an old catalog. There's many pieces of Christian Sonic art which exist assist Hedgehog getting an extra. The double boost from Sonic Forces was memed pretty hard in 2017. Eggman's plan on his communicator thing being memed a ton when SMA came out. I mean, just as smear frames from that were comedy gold anyway. Some memes from the full Sonic movie, like Eggman pressing the button, I have no idea. And I was not expecting that, to name a few. Eggman is going to piss on...
How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot!
And Knuckles. And now we're finally at the last part of this cluster. The final, most recent entry on this list, Getter. Now let me just come up and say this up front, I have literally no idea on anything political at all, so keep that in mind if I get some info wrong. But essentially, in 2021, senior Donald Trump advisor Jason Miller launched his own social media platform in order to have an alternative to the toxicity of sites like Twitter. Okay, he's kind of got a point, but the reason I'm telling you all this was because on the first day of the app's existence, it was being flooded with Rule 34 of Sonic.
Nice.
The reason, literally everywhere you went on the site's opening days, you'd be bombarded with images of Sonic and friends in rather compromising positions. Like, this shit was everywhere. The most unfortunate circumstance imaginable, Getter ended up removing most of the material after the initial raid, though thankfully we still have a couple screenshots. This, though, this was like an actual event. Like, literally the mainstream media picked up on this. You had all kinds of articles talking about this, including fucking Newsweek. This whole thing was just so stupid. Like, out of all the characters they could have chosen, they chose Sonic. I like to imagine they created this, say, playing golf or something. And he checks his newly launched worldwide social media platform only to see Shadow's dick. So that's a look at the most influential moronic Sonic memes from every corner of the internet.
Amazing.
There were a few highs, many lows. I don't know if he'll change in the slightest after this. Just sad. This is a long one. The page is like double what it usually is. But you know what? It's about damn time someone talked about Smooth Rider the Hedgehog. But anyway, my main goal in 2022 is to reach 10K, and on the track we're on, it looks like we just might get there. So yeah, if you like this garbage for some reason, hit the corresponding button and subscribe so I'll stop bitching. Sorry for the lack of uploads lately. I'm going to try to get back on a more frequent schedule. But yeah, as for now...
Alright. So yeah, looks like everything is working first go. Nothing really exploded. So I call this stream pretty good success. We'll be streaming more often here. Watching Sonic Boom, maybe playing some games, hanging out, having a good time, you know. But beyond that, thank you so much for watching. If you popped in to say hi. And if you're watching the VOD of this, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. Because we're growing here on the channel and we're trying to keep growing, so I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!